speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I send me if it could flee. Me have to take away me say. Me have to take away me say. Me have to hide.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Monday, and if it's Monday, we have really current news in Jamaica, the Caribbean, and around the world. And today, our topics of discussion is going to be crime and tourism in Jamaica. Yes, you heard me, crime and tourism in Jamaica. Enough things are going on, and we need to have a conversation. So sit and stay, don't go nowhere. I'll be linking up in a few moments with my co-host, and we're going to make sure that we have a nice panel here and some invited guests to come in and chat. Some in Jamaica, some in the United States, Canada, and around the world.
Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. Me have to take away.
Up. Yeah, we're gonna be positive. We wanna make it hop. Oku, Honora.
I rise up, sunrise shining, new day dawning, giving hope and inspiration. Up, way up. Give thanks for blessings great and small. Give thanks for loved ones near and far. Give thanks for health, strength, and prosperity. Up, way up. Like one, standing straight and strong. First and foremost, I say one. One aim, one destiny, one love. Up, positively. Up. Rise up, sunrise, shining, new day dawning, giving hope and inspiration. Up, way up. Give thanks for blessings great and small, for loved ones near and far. Give thanks for health, strength, and prosperity. Up, way. right one, standing straight and strong. First and foremost, I say one. One love, one aim, one destiny. Up, positively. Up, up ye mighty race. Up, way. Way, up. Melody 3.0. I say. Up. Way. Up.
Yes, indeed. Hop.
Up. Melody 3.0.
Yes, I see my co-hosts here. Flavius is here. Courtney's here. So let me ask them what's going on in their neck of the wood. Top of the morning, gentlemen. Top of the morning.
Top of the morning.
What's happening in your neck of the woods?
We have a bleak today.
Go on, Flavius. I never want to go with you first, but go on. Just jump the gun. Go ahead.
We have a bleak day, but I mean the whole country is in a bleak mood, you know. This lockdown is getting to everybody now. Lockdown for 3 days, or I wouldn't say lockdown because it's not really lockdown. No movement for 3 days, and then a mighty rush for 4 days. This can't be sustained. People are going out of their minds.
All right, hold on to that. Courtney, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Yes, top of the morning, Franco. Top of the morning to the listeners and the viewers. In my neck of the woods, you have sunshine. And as you know, as I always say, it's an unpredictable weather. So, rain is expected at any time. Temperature change at any time. So, but, as Oko just said, up. We just have to always be thinking up. So I think more or less overall it's going to be a wonderful day.
Yeah, we all have to be positive in our minds and in our thoughts, in our action, in our work. Everything have to be positive. Mr. Bean, the thinking bean, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
Thank you, all gentlemen. Well, Flavors has mentioned some of the mindset, which is the lockdown, no movement day. Still can't find out why people wait until the last part to do shopping. I don't know if it's related to their income or their pay or whatever, but I just can't understand it. But I sympathize with the mood because it really has affected. And some of the business sector up to yesterday have said that they are going into bankruptcy. Again, to be balanced, I don't know how 2 days working days can make a big company go bankrupt if they don't sell the other days or they were not making any money. So some things are at play here, but one of the things that has affected me, and it is directly connected to the topic you hope to discuss this morning, is crime. And just yesterday we were told that there was 4 young people were slain in Clarendon. This was on the news. And young people in their 20s and execution style, one of them taken out and shot up. So it is, in addition to the COVID pandemic, which is the top of the line problem we're having. And I think another nurse, I don't want to say 1 or 2, a nurse has died, at least one, again. And therefore, these are the things that are impacting us. But then we have to put it in the context of the world. The world is under a very serious stress, and we need to see that it will impact us too. And hope, as Courtney said, we have to keep it positive. Pray and work and pray. Thank you.
All right then. Before we get into some discussions on the two topics, I want to play. Somebody asked me to play this song this morning. A virgin texts me, and then we were chit chatting a little bit, and him saying, some things are going, the disrespect on women in terms of killing them. We're not taking care of mother hurt. We're killing. It's easier for a man to kill a woman than to kill a dog now. So
Seriously.
he asked me to play Tsunami Woman. So for you out there, welcome. For those inside the YouTube chat room, welcome to the Real Stuff Podcast. If this is your first time, I hope you stay until the show finish. So you'd like the show, just make sure you subscribe and share the video also. So Tsunami Woman.
Woman, seated upon the throne of glory. About Tarragon, tell you a true story. That'll make the mythical knights and Davon Silver.
We should do best and feel with happiness.
All of mercy, yeah.
With love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah. And heaven fences warm like a tree seed.
What a monster!
And rivers of love, you're a blind, yeah. Your promise will make me taste to surrender. Angel Lord, you're especially saint, yeah. We should the best and feel with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs,
Yo,
yeah.
the woman forget to pamper. She forget the woman. No watch no step, she delicate woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, and let me tell you vital part of me biology. If she never open and let them let me would on me. Which one I proud sitting on me history. To the children, I know that could have never be who you think nurture pamper and care for me. To the long arm series of maternity, none of the woman forget pamper. She forget the woman. Then watch those steps, she delicate the woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, darling.
You're moving graciously, the love you give me is so stress-free. Yeah. You are a source of strength, Miss Magnificent, positive thinker.
Woman
You
of
might
the
make me
master
feel,
race.
my Madonna, modern
Join on me,
emancipation. Wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. This for your queen, go on, fulfill your dreams.
Tell ya.
More kisses and hugs, yeah.
Ball then when you are going on with your girl chat, you mad, couldn't be
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Well, if you don't come out of the poopy back, that the mic say negativity, you would have hold it back. Cause there's no other like the female gender. No amount of sex change can replace your mother. You might tend to differ as you go older, but the breast was best and still is me brother. The woman forget pamper, she forget the woman. Now watch those steps, she delicate a woman. Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, done it. Could I never come disrespect my queen, No, you better come clean. Silver, come bunks it so.
Wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. Before you can go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah. Wish you the best life filled with happiness. From Sir with love, yeah. Before you can go on, fulfill your dreams. More kisses and hugs, yeah.
Woman forget pamper, she forget better woman. Watch no step, she delicate a woman, Forget tights and respect one. Mother, sister, than the woman. Yeah, the woman, need some respect, security for surety. More of that from you and me, you know. She a celebrity, the woman. Bampa, she forget to pet the woman. Watch those steps, she deadly pet the woman, you know. Forget tights and respect.
Yes, indeed. Woman from the artist Tsunami MIC up there in Boston. I hear the man saying the lyrics, the woman forget pamper, she forget respect. And the man outline all the different parts of the woman, and if it wasn't for the woman, then we wouldn't be motherhood. So, gentlemen, we have invited some people and we haven't seen them yet, but let's start. And we're gonna do it in terms, okay? So that everybody get a fair share until when the rest of panelists join us. So I'm gonna go first with Errol, because what you mentioned was something that is really on the lips of a lot of people in Jamaica this morning. And I've been keeping abreast of some of the stuff that is happening as well in West Kingston. And you know, it really terrible right now. I thought, and this is and I'm going to say the reason why I thought that since you guys are on a lockdown, police and soldier would be combing the streets, the lane and the roads and the avenue, both in the volatile areas, to make sure that no gunman walk the street, not even a dog should have upon the road. But it seems like these people are out and about, same way as if, you know, they are a part of the, what you call it, essential services workers. So, Mr. Bean, let me hear what you have to say about that now.
Well, you know that this is a very ticklish area, and that an expert on crime, criminology, and
None of us are.
Yeah, so I'm not making that.
It's just our opinion.
Yes. Well, it is heartbreaking to say the least, because I think one of the problems is resources in terms of the number of security force personnel available to man everywhere. And it is appalling, as you have said, that during the lockdown periods, the people are moving around. Now, what concerns me, when a person or men, 5 or so men, go into a particular home and they are shooting, they're not using silence as far as I have heard. They are shooting for several minutes. Is there any way set up where people can call in to say something is happening here, and as you said, security forces can come down on that area? It is a very serious thing, because when, as I just said, 4 persons, young people, were killed, reprisals. My concern for the crime in Jamaica is most of these crime activities are taking place in open, some of them in the night, and people are seeing the people who are doing it. People know the people. So we are set on a trajectory of reprisals and counter reprisals, and I don't know what the answer to it is. And frankly, we can't just say the government not managing crime. To me, this is a government issue and a people issue. And I think what we have to come down on the government for, what are the strategies put in place to catch the men? Sadly, it should be the preemptive, but to catch them, men and women, whoever they are, and bring them to justice. That to me is where the burden should lie. How do you respond? How many people are getting away? And I understand that, if I may, before I finish, the news this morning said that they have 6 persons in custody. I don't know if they are charged yet or they are persons of interest, but I guess when you come again, we Flavors or somebody will tell you what the outcome of that is. But it is serious, and it is happening downtown too. People are just being killed. People, women, as you have said, and children too. And it is a burden on us in this country at this time.
All right. Flavius, you want to go, since both of you are down in Jamaica?
Yeah, okay, this is my view. My view is that we are not looking at crime in the correct way. And the way we are going, we'll ever have the same kind of crime that will not decrease no time soon. No time soon. because we're not looking at it the right way. What we need to do, I mean, the biggest thing about crime, is the crossover rate. And I've heard nobody speak about this. Now, let's say you have 100 criminals, and you go out and you catch some, and you put them away. You'd expect if you catch 10, then you'd have 90 leave. But if you catch 10, chances are you'll have 120 leave. And that is the crossover rate. The rate that a ordinary youngster will move from an ordinary youngster to a criminal. We are having more people crossing over to be criminals than what we are catching and putting into jail and prison. And that's the main problem. Somewhere along the line, we have to stop the inflow of youngsters into criminal gangs. That's the answer to the problem. If we can do that every time we catch 10, but now when we catch 10, is 20 more. But is putting any money into that. We need to engage the youth and show them a different direction. And we have a serious problem in doing that because of the perceived corruption that goes on in the country. I'm not saying it is so, but that is what is perceived by the citizens, that people in high places, basically put it simple, we have at least 2 or 3 Jamaicas. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the major problems. Because what I can do, you can do. And what the next man can do, I can do. I don't know when we will be able to change that whole system. But right now, it is not a good look at all. Not a good look. A good look.
I remember over the weekend I was on the phone with somebody from West Kingston, and they were telling me that the gunmen of today are not afraid of the police and the soldier based on the fact that they are basically young police and young soldiers. It's not during the time when, we were growing up, they were like, older men, and they were more revere and things like that. But now it's like the gunmen are saying they're looking at their peers and just and just playing some shootout with them, because it's like the military and the police are basically youngsters. So
I remember the days when a police could set to a set of people and say, meet me down the station. Mm-hmm. And when him reach, they are all there. All there.
Somebody suggests something to me. Somebody suggests something to me as well. Say that there need to be a special task force set up where I might be giving it away this morning, but a special task force need to set up that deal with crime itself. These are men from the different forces that they have to just combat the criminals. I don't know.
No, we have been there and done that many times.
Oh, by the way, I want to send a shout out to our dear and loved brother Teddy. Teddy is listening this morning. So top of the morning, Teddy. Top of the morning.
Morning, Teddy.
So Courtney, let me hear what you have what's your opinion?
Yeah, regarding the crime situation, we see that crime has escalated, over the months and over years and months now. But it has been, at a level where, most of the criminals are youth, and, they are in the age, 14 to 19 age group and all of that. But one of the things that I always, look at and think about quite a few months ago, I heard the PM, reveal some intelligence and gangs, and where the gangs are from, which gangs are linked with which gangs. And I'm saying if the security forces have this kind of intelligence, why, there are no results? And it's quite questionable,
I agree.
And people, people will say, wonder if there are other participants who are not actually doing the crime. Or, you go back to the point and say, well, most of the crimes that are being done are with guns. And Jamaica don't manufacture any guns. No guns are made in Jamaica. So, what are the sources?
Them have too much ammunitions. A friend of mine tell.
I was coming to the ammunitions too. Guns and ammunitions are not manufactured there. And we know that guns are, if you look at the rate of exchange, guns in America, well, maybe the cheapest, maybe you can get at $200 or $300. You calculate that back into Jamaican dollars and you see. And I would just talk about some little gun, the kind of weapons where the man use and fire. That value thousands and thousands of dollars in a Jamaican dollars.
So that means there's an investor that is investing in criminal activities in Jamaica.
Yeah, and some of these young these criminals who are firing gun, them can't find food. So how can a man can't buy food and find food, have a weapon and with ammunition that costs so much?
Well,
so
as I say, about the weapons are not made in Jamaica, which we know that. I think the other day on the news here in Miami, there was like an interception of guns that were intercepted that was heading to Jamaica, right? And before that, there was another shipment that I heard that they found that they intercept also by sea coming from Haiti going to Jamaica. And one of the things that, and this is just what I'm going to say now, is a hearsay from some people in Jamaica, that there's an exchange between between the Asians and the Jamaicans, like drugs for gun. This is just word, as I said. It's not something.
Not drugs alone, Franco. Food.
All right, there you go. Food. So it's like a barter system of going, right? The man they make, a swap weapons for whatever they can get. Now I'm saying, are we? Is our border that weak by sea that we don't have more patrol, more surveillance and things like that?
Let me tell you, Franco, the problem is that the border is weak, but apart from weak, the boats that they used to go to 18 is the regular 28-footer fishing boat. So you see a man out there fishing and you don't pay him no mind, the next thing him going to 80. And you don't take no time, him go in the evening and come back in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is.
Yeah, but another factor, Flavius. All right, I mean, 80, them say 80 is maybe the poorest country in the world. So,
but we know that. Guns come into 80 every day.
yeah. But the point is, there as but these people can't buy guns.
No, they don't buy them.
Right. So what is but you can, to me, this is an intentional thing, transferring from Haiti to Jamaica, maybe going to other Caribbean islands that we don't know of yet.
Or South America, it got to South America too as well.
That too, yeah.
Right. So this must be some kind of intentional thing, Because the people who acquire guns can't afford guns, them can't even afford food.
There was a documentary that I saw one night on I think it's ABC 2020, and they were showing you where all they intercept some guns from Mexico that was headed to Colombia. And they're saying that these guns are now also in the Caribbean region. And they're saying like the gun that they intercept from in Mexico is not even administered to use in Mexico at all. So the security force not supposed to use that gun, but the guy who's doing the documentary is saying, and these guns have reached as far as to Colombia, and who to tell if it's not scattered all over in the Caribbean, where the Caribbean is known to have a lot of guns, and none of these guns is made nowhere in South America nor North America. Well, for the exception of the US, right? But I mean, let's not say North America. It's not made in Mexico at the time. So how are these guns being used? You understand me? By people. Who is bringing in the gun? Is it a gun dealer? Are they bringing it in for you call it like the security guards or security company? Is it a weapon that have been passed and the government need a couple of them to see if them can test? How are these guns reaching? That's one of the the thing they were saying. How are these guns being shipped?
But before you even look at guns, Franco, there's one word and one thing that we have to look at, and that generates all of what we're talking about, and that's poverty.
Okay.
You keep the people in poverty, then you can have them with the guns, you can give them anything, because you control them. If people were comfortable and all that, then this wouldn't happen.
All right,
but if you go like downtown or even in the rural areas, in the townships, a thing that you see every day and everywhere is zinc fences. And for instance, zinc fence, total poverty. Total poverty.
I don't know. Well, I should say I don't know. This is one of the most multi-pronged problem that cannot be solved with looking at one sector.
No, you can't.
Take, for example, the major problem that Flavius just mentioned, the supply. If you take out 10, you have 100, you take out 10, 90. You see, this requires expert analysis, statistical analysis. And there are people like Dr. Gale and those people from UWI who have studied this and looking at the dropout rate. So part of the problem in the supply of new prospects, the recruiting for young people, it is the dropout rate, the education system, the people, a lot of the young people who have not seen any moral standard, well, not any, because there are, let me not be absolute, there are moral standards being upheld by some persons, but as a whole, there is an erosion of moral standards. The religious arm of the society has been discredited largely because of the double standard. Pastors and church leaders are charged with crimes against children, with child abuse. And so the whole idea of the fear of the name of God is not there in the young people. Many of them who used to go to Sunday school, they don't go again, or Sabbath school. So this godlessness, and also I want to put something else in the mix. You see, in the 80s, 70s, although we had the major problem in the 70s, 80s there, Rastafarianism was providing a cultural difference to a lot of the young people. And although some may not agree with the idea of where Selassie is and so on, Rastafarianism was providing a spiritual, cultural balance that a lot of the young people could go towards. That is gone. Rastafari is going just a little biz and a hairstyle and a this and a that and a rent a dread. And therefore, they're split in the Rastafari movement. They just like how the church split up. So the whole religious cohesion that provided by religion is being scattered. And therefore, is money and riches and sex and hype and TikTok and instant. This is what the young people are saying. And the easiest way to do it is to gravitate to those. Remember that they have big players, not only in the behind the zinc fence, you know. Of course, the material can come from there. The perpetrators of crime can come from there. But the high society, the people in the high-rise buildings and up the uptown, they are the organizers, I suppose. I don't have evidence of which one. But the point is, this is a multifaceted problem in Jamaica. And although Flavors has rightly said, the supply, the dropout in the school, and especially with the COVID here, now when a lot of the young people missing their education, we are going to reap another generation loss. We're going to lose another generation, and it can only go to the easiest thing, crime. I don't know when it's going to finish. God help us.
What about the consequences? What about the consequences for the criminal actions? Are the consequences, as Teddy would put it, the criminals are not met with any consequences for their action, and the justice system need to overall.
Yes, Flavors is going to make some big points, but let me just say this. Part of the thing I put on government is, what do you have in place to capture and to pull in and to bring to justice? That's part of it. Now, as he said, we have tried various task force over the years, various groups, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, and it has not helped. So the point is, I do not know how we are going to structure the society that without using the brutality and the killing of the young men and killing them as we catch them and shoot out. I don't know what we are going to do, because that is where half or maybe a third of the problem can be solved. The capturing, arresting, and bringing into justice. And also the gang. Some time ago, they caught a whole bunch of people who were related to gang. As somebody said, they know the gangs and know them by name. And that's always very mind-boggling to me. And the lawyers got them off because the legality was not really in place, and they were got off. Now they have said that they have strengthened the rules, or what you call it, Flavors, what governs criminal activity. We forget the term now, but
yeah, the EU has given them a lot of money so they can have the correct amount of judges that they need and all this.
The legal system, yes, that's part of it. And therefore, I hope that will help to solve the problems. But it's a multifaceted thing, Bertie. Multifaceted thing, this crime thing here.
All right.
Let me give 2 little points here. One, Frank, remember when I was helping Oscar at Holy Trinity. And when we finished training, you had some of the players them contemplating how to get home. Because where them live, they have passed this area and them in war. In fact, the players on the team came from 4 or 5 different areas, and all of them in war. When them come to school, them not warring, but to get home is a major problem. But another point I want to make, Franco, you remember 1980?
Yeah.
One of the bloodiest year in Jamaica history. And everything was going on, guns everywhere or whatever. I'm just looking back. My house didn't have one burger bar in 1980. And I was comfortable. But now, try that now.
Things have changed so rapidly.
The number of murders, if my memory serves me correctly, was 800, and we were appalled. We are gone 900 so far, I think, if you can back me up on this.
For this year,
We are doing 1,000 plus every year.
Every year now, yeah.
We become numb to it, the number. 4 more people dead. Oh, how many more? 6 more. We used to worry about the crashes on the road. Now, people are just being killed. And as we said, the capturing rate and the bringing to justice rate is not so good. And therefore, that's where the people are keep being resupplied.
I think the legal system need to overall, definitely, criminals need to get more drastic punishment. You understand me? Criminals shouldn't be having party, because I saw a video the other day, and you know what they're referring to a prison now as the gated community. Because they were on video, passing all of these contraband and drinking and everything, and one of the guys say, "Oh, we not have to worry no more, because we have security, and this are the gated community." And I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn.
Joking.
Them I tell us that they're more protected than the people them out the street.
Yeah, them live.
So whatever they're doing inside is like them their road same way. Mr. A next set of man come, and every man in them clocks, and I say wait. Only federal prisoner alone in America me know that happen. You understand me? So I mean, is the system really, really, really gone bad? I mean, prisoners in Jamaica one time, I remember when I was a youth and hear some man say them come out of prison, them not want to go back because of the life for them experience inside there. But now, as the man said, they're behind a gated community, more safer than some of you guys out on the road.
We don't have to call the name, but look at one of our popular entertainers who is being put away for life. I'm not commenting whether he was rightly or falsely charged. And he's the biggest entertainer and topping the charts all over. Mm-hmm. So, as you said, that's an illustration of what has happened. Yeah. And how do you account for this? I don't even want to comment on it.
No, it come back to the overall the system. The system need for overall and fix up, and the punishment. If it fit the crime boss. Yes. Simple as that. We can't have everybody in a gated community and live the life like them their streets. So man, I gotta just do the crime and just know. So when him go behind bars, him not have to worry because him a live it the same way. And
but you have people who have been charged over 2, 3, 4 years now, and have not been tried.
That's another part of the problem. But
before we linger upon the crime too much, I want to touch on the tourism a little bit, and the reason why I want to touch on the tourism, and it's something that I saw on social media. Somebody sent it to me, and it was in reference to a ship that's docked somewhere.
I got that too, yeah.
Yeah, and they were saying
a cruise ship, yeah.
Yes, a cruise ship. Said the government take we for idiot.
In lock we down.
But tourists are coming in to come have fun. So we really are going. Yeah. Remember, gentlemen, remember I said it here on this program to you all. Said my biggest fear is for those in Jamaica. When Europe and North America, I won't even say North America. When Europe and America start rush down to the Caribbean, Jamaica is going to be in problem, because that's when you're going to find the virus, the infection rate going rise. And see it happening now.
Yeah.
See it happening now. So my thing is the whole place for lockdown. Tourists should not come in.
It is not just as easy as that.
And, what do you mean?
No, it's not as easy as that. You see, remember, you have to look that you have an economy to run, police to pay, teachers to pay, people are demanding salary, even to fight the COVID and so on. Good. So the income has to come in the country still. Secondly, these cruise ships, they didn't book them last week, not last month. And if you stop them from coming in, the tourists, the people on the board are going to sue those people. Who's going to pay for it? So I am saying, whereas
no. Stick a pin with the cruise ship, because all cruise line was cancelled for the year 2020 to 2021.
Yeah. Well,
hold up. Cruise supposed to, in the US, cruise supposed to start next month. So where this cruise ship come from?
Well, maybe Flavors is the Caribbean tourism.
Flavors, where this cruise ship coming from? Is it coming from the US?
Yeah, but cruise ship has not started now. Cruise ship started a few months ago.
Yes, what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
yes, and the people who had their legal rights, you know that the suing of people for destination, if they come out here and the beach not as white as they are there, but they can sue them for it. So what I'm saying, friends, we have to balance the act because we cannot say they shouldn't. They tourists are coming to enjoy themselves and we lock down.
Well, let me go kill no half down there. Trust me.
Well, no, well, it's not just that. I mean, put it this way.
Go kill no half down.
No.
So, una got COVID and gunman a kill no half down
It's
there.
not we alone.
Yeah, Franco. Errol.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm furious. I don't think I'm gonna address what Franco just said, you know.
Yes.
About cruise ship has been locked down in the US. So he is asking, where, because I don't think maybe that those cruise ships are sailing from US.
No, they're not because it's November before it's supposed to start in the US.
Yeah, but remember, say those cruise ship companies are still US companies, you know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but they might pick it up from somewhere else. And Americans are
the point is that they may be US company owned or whatever, but registered from different places and can sail from those ports.
I don't know where these ones come from directly.
We should check it out.
But it's a regular cruise lines that normally come to Jamaica. It's not different people.
Yes.
The same Carnival and whatever one's them name, all of them are the same ones coming.
Yeah, but them not come out of US because in November before that open up. I know people who work at the port. I have connection with the port. It's November before that.
Maybe not, but them probably bypass.
I think by the 1st of November, it's supposed to open up.
I think the discussion not just shouldn't be where they're coming from, but the fact that they have come. Is it an indication that we have 2 or 3 Jamaicas, as you have said? My view is that these things were put in place before, and you have to deal with the fact in fact, I think I heard that the Minister of Tourism said these arrangements were in place before the lockdown or the no movement day. So in fairness, gentlemen, we have to say, should they have cancelled or should they have exposed themselves to legal recourse by the tourists? That is, But Franco, the big picture, with tourism and travelers, remember from humankind started, this is the thing that has been happening from the Bering Strait and from the Vikings and from people from Africa moving out and people from all over the world. Tourism maybe wasn't so formalized and said to be a tourism, but in the 21st century, tourism is the way of the biggest business in the world.
When I call it now, when a disease or a virus has spread,
yes,
they have to lock down. You have to stop your border. You have to address it from your border.
No, we did.
All right. Let me say something because, and I'm going to remind you. Well, Errol wasn't here, but I'm going to remind maybe Courtney and Flavors might remember. You remember that there was a guest. I think was it late last year before we went on our Christmas break. He was headed back home to Jamaica. Or maybe it's this year. I'm not certain. When Ansel was heading back home, right? Mm. And he said when he came to Jamaica, he landed and went to him checkpoint and them check him out. Him have to show him papers for him. Say him he took the COVID test. And they gave him, an app, and he was under quarantine for 14 days at his house. Yeah. And every day they would call him and give them temperature tests. Mm-hmm. Are those things in place in Jamaica still?
I don't know. I think some of it, but
very good
I don't
question.
know. You see,
the reason why I bring it up, I'm still disturbed by it because some friends of mine went there like about 2 months ago, and as soon as them reach, them put on them phone in them hotel. If them are listen this man,
I heard that.
would go mad with me. I go call on the day. And them left them phone in them hotel, and them said, "Mr. Then hold on, we don't leave on the phone." What happened? Them say, "Well, we have had a phone, man." Them call them taxi who them book with.
You see the multifaceted thing we're going on.
Taxi come pick them up and them gone.
You see the problem we're having?
No, hold on. What hear the joke? They went for 10 days and they were supposed to on a quarantine for 8 days. Now, gentlemen from me, immigration officer, and I think that should be a thing with the whole customer setup. If you are come for less than 2 weeks, you're not entering.
Or you're going to quarantine.
Exactly.
Sometime, yes.
You're not entering. You're supposed to come for a month.
See, well, I mean, not everybody can come from a month. But
No, you have to come for a month. Trust me.
Not everybody can.
But Franco, you just open up something and was about to address it before, or you just showing what loopholes can do.
Exactly.
In the argument talk about a crime, what's the loopholes in the criminal justice system? Yeah, we're talking about all of that. And what's the loopholes? And nobody really interested in dealing with the loopholes, you know?
It's not nobody, Courtney, with respect, maybe not enough. You can't say nobody, because I have heard several efforts, people addressing it. So let's not say nobody. Some people, maybe less than the number.
Yeah, but if a tourist come to Jamaica,
yes,
nobody will want to lock them up, no matter what. Unless they kill somebody.
Then cut him.
Unless they do what?
Crime.
Kill somebody. But if somebody
lock them up over COVID.
If somebody do quarantine, nobody not gonna lock them up.
In Jamaica.
Yeah, but
because it happening in a Cayman, you know. It happening in a Cayman, you know.
Yeah.
And
Cayman, serious.
It happening in a Cayman. Cayman never had a
smaller country, Franco. It's a smaller country, a smaller economy. That easier thing is like little bit like Portmore almost. And so you have to look at the bigger picture. Jamaica is a big, wide.
Listen, man. We as Jamaicans, we in discipline. Honestly, we in
part
discipline.
Of the problem, another.
You
part
understand me? Jamaican and it happening all over the world. The people them I show them that, you know, those who say them free, like America. Them figures say, like for instance, I'm going to say this: the state governor that I'm in. Yes. He's fighting the mass mandate.
As for that.
And it's a stupid fight, because I'm saying, and this is my opinion now, if my kids are going to school and we know the reason why security guards with guns are at these schools is because they don't want somebody who them say have a mental issue coming to the school, come kill off the people them. You understand me? So you're going to put security guards with guns. And make sure there's a checkpoint where parents or anybody going to come, you have to check them out before them go in. And if them have any weapons, you leave it at the gate, or you go put it in your car and come back. Simple as that. So if the school system can put in that into place to protect students, because a gunmen and students who are coming to the school come shoot up the place, then why now, when we have a health crisis and the school said, we want all students, whether your parents are a Republican or a Democrat, to wear mask, because it's a health issue, a health crisis, and we're going to have to protect you guys. Simple as that. So a parent shouldn't in the lamentation say, boy, my youth no wear no mask because such and so. Well, you keep him home. And do your and do homeschooling. Keep him home.
Seriously.
You understand me? So the governor now, him take it up on him head and him a fight it, because him as a parent should have the right to choose. You never lose your right, period. You understand me? Because his kids them going to school, that them go to a chartered school and they leave the house a morning time in a feed them mask. See it? But him a fight a political battle. Yeah.
And also, as you mentioned, political battle, we don't even know the extent to which part of the problem in Jamaica is the problem of politics. When one is out, one does this. When the other is in, the other does this. You know, this is part of the mix, you know. But we don't have evidence to say, boy, this man do it for this reason. But it has to be part of the mix. The politics comes in it all the while. Look here, one of the things that I'd like to comment on, if don't know how much time you have left, but
I'm going to put in the 15, because I still
you don't get any of your guests yet.
I still want to do the tourism, because somebody said, I see some video the other day, a vlogger out in a Portland, and another one in Saint Mary.
Yes.
The one in St. Mary was saying the minister of tourism need to come talk to me. Because I am bringing in a lot of tourists in Jamaica because of my cooking, channel that I have. Him cooking food and, the people them like how him cook and, them come in and them come eat some of the food and him take them to the beach and thing. Then you have another set of groups now who they explore their parish, which is Portland.
Yes.
And I never know Portland have so much rivers. I mean, Portland must have about 100 rivers.
Is that the meaning of it? Rivers? Is the meaning of Portland have something to do with rivers? Which place in Jamaica is many rivers or something like that?
But the thing... St. Anne's. Okay, but the thing is this, right? They are they're getting an income because they're also booking tourists to come to them just to spend a day with them. And they would show them to the, you just choose a river that you see that you like. And you can book it, come to them when you come into Jamaica, come spend a day with them and you get the same treatment. That is a part of tourism, right? I remember one time Flavius mentioned it, that tourism, there's the clock, 15 minutes time, that tourism should open up to the common people. Because what do you call it? The B&B? Airbnb, yeah. The Airbnb is another part, is another, section of it as well. But the locals, I think it need to spread out more to the locals. And one of the reasons why I'm saying this, I was in Ocherius.
Yes.
Right? And I went into a place where them says a famous jerk place, and I call the name. And the same guys, them from Portland, went there. And them say, them won't even give us a 5. I said the same thing when I was there. So them said it's a famous jerk, and the food that they were serving, I don't even think Americans eat them food there. Trust me. I should have just walked across the street at the McDonald's and go buy me a fish sandwich.
What's the point you're making, Franco?
The point I'm making is the food, when tourists from here or anywhere in the world come at Jamaica, them come for a lot of reasons, but some of them come for some main thing. Them come for the food, the music, and for the ganja. You understand me? Don't think I joke.
You leave out the dread?
Eh?
You leave out the dread out of it?
Well, the rent a dread a private matter that.
Okay.
Private matter. But the food, I went in there and I wanted a fish. I couldn't get a fish because them never have the fish where I want. Them only have the special of the day was sliced fish, the kingfish. I said, alright, cool. But then it have to cook to order because not everybody, I was like to the lady, then what the sense you open up for? If you sell the fish, you sell the fish. If you not sell the fish, just don't put it on the board. Take it off of the board. So I end up getting a jerk chicken, and my jerk chicken, trust me jerk chicken here in a oven and it come out 10 times better than that. You hear me? It has no flavor. So I say, alright, may I have some jerk sauce? I never see jerk sauce so white yet in my life. I can make jerk sauce because I used to work in a restaurant. I work in a restaurant before I branch out into all of this. And trust me, I used to make the jerk sauce. And I said to the young lady, I said, you fail. On business fail because me as a Jamaican will live abroad and me come home to come enjoy some, Jamaica somewhere. And me coming like a regular, I said, not even tourists in America want to come to Jamaica for this because them a come for eat the food where we are talking about, the flavor of food. Them not come eat them little, what you call it, preppy type of food that.
That's why a lot of them saying to the big all-inclusive, and then the small man gets squeezed out as flavors will tell you. And of course, the impact of the COVID situation has messed up a lot of the small players. So it has to be viewed in that context too. But
when I ask people, because I was in Montego Bay, I think in 2018, and I asked some people about the Airbnb, and one man said, boy, people afraid for even book a Airbnb because them don't know if the man will even want the place or go send people to come hold them up.
You see, that's where the crime thing come into effect.
And man, so when a scammer, is gunman a come hold you up and and all of them things.
Problem, Virgin, is a problem.
So we need to combat them two things. You know, tourism need to spread to the local people them some more. You understand me? It need to spread out to them some more. And the crime need to be under control, boss. As one colleagues of mine say, Franco, two prime minister ever fight crime in a Jamaica, you know, because them know the gunman them and them just go kill them off. See?
Well, that's not a prescription that we recommend.
See, him said them two prime minister they know the man them we are gunman, and when them say please man for quiet, and if no man no quiet, them just send some police go wipe them out.
So there were only a few that time there.
Eh?
There were only a few qualified.
Man, and some of them sons
What
now.
I'm saying, Jamaica, as Flowers will tell you, the supply is coming from younger and all over, and no society is part of the society is exempt from supplying these people.
But Franco, in those days you had criminals, Franco.
Yes.
Now you don't have criminals, you have criminal organizations.
Okay.
Big money organizations.
Big money, man. Rich people, them.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, we have to find the root tight, you know, and root it up, you know, cause listen me. me, don't know. Sometimes I think
Franco,
say the harsher you be with these criminals.
Anytime, Franco. Anytime the perception change about the leaders, we can make a start. Right now, the perception is that the leaders are not good for us. And until that change, we are in serious trouble. Serious trouble.
When is that going to change, Flavors? When?
Like
When do you hope to see that?
When it a go change?
Which leader will come that everybody going to perceive that they're good for us? Which one?
In your lifetime? In your lifetime?
No.
Not necessarily good for us, you know. But if we have a perception that the leaders are not corrupt, everybody have to like them, you know. But if we have the perception that the people are not corrupt, people will say, okay, now me have a chance. Now my child have a chance.
That is just part of it, Flavors. The perception cannot be the biggest deal.
But what I said earlier, I say that is when we make a start.
No, we can't wait for that. If we wait for that to start, we're not going to start at all. Several factors, you mentioned a lot of them about the supply and the education system and the religious system and the connection with Haiti and the big players and so on. It's a big problem.
And the overall of the prison the criminal system.
And the legal system.
Everything has overall.
We know all the gangs.
I don't know if this was a joke somebody was telling me. And they said there was this famous policeman from Britain that was in Jamaica once. Maybe I'm still there. He might run a security company. I'm not sure if I'm still there, but
yes,
still here.
And the rumor was they were going on a raid, and him give them the details the day before. So the morning him just surprise them. Him just say, gentlemen, and this like him just say, Flavius, collect all the phones. And him collect every man's cellular phone. So
that's a good move. It's a grand move.
The officers them that was going out, no man couldn't call and go tip off them friend in them community. Say boy, them a
part of the thing too. Part of it.
So if he the guy the person who was saying it say like him that say, all right, we'll go up in the hills, right? The day before. So the morning when him come. We still going to the hills, but on the hills, them drive go somewhere else. So there was no way for those who could have communicate. And I'm told that that's what some of them used to do. You know, send them texts or whatever, and certain coded man and pick it up. Them know say, hey, a raider go come and things like that. So the line of corruption, as I always say, we need to catch them young military youths here from them going to military school or police academy. You take them out of Jamaica, you train them and bring them back in. You understand me? And clean up the place. Yeah, and clean up the place. Hey, whether you like it or not, you know, sometimes you have to fight power with power, you know, boss. You have to use the might sometimes. You have to have to sometimes. You can't. But the word of me want to use because I can't even use it this morning.
Don't use it.
you have to get about human rights sometime and just do what you know you have to do, so that when them see you send that message, make them think twice. You understand me?
Flavors mentioned perception with respect to government, but perception with respect to leadership in terms of confronting crime has to be there. And how do you balance the human rights with this need for drastic power? That is the problem. That is the problem.
Sometimes I have to tell human rights to come out of this, man. Leave this alone.
Yeah, come on, man, because remember people abuse it.
Hey, yeah, but if you're gonna do a job to clean up the place, and them you do it, and then you and them talk after.
Remember the point the Flavors make. Take out 10 and the 90 did and them a supply. You know, easy like that, Franco. And
I know it's not easy like that, but I'm saying, you know, if a measures like this set up, you need some youth where you bring them in like mercenaries. You understand me?
I don't know. I don't support that.
No, me not say you're gonna bring in mercenaries. Me say you bring in these young youths where you're going to train for come fight the crime. You bring them in as mercenaries. That's simple meaning. Them are coming like thief in the night. You know, simple as that.
Yeah,
so.
I think the point that Franco is really trying to make is that these people are not trained.
They're
by
not
the people in Jamaica.
No,
strategic.
Yeah. They don't learn all the bad things, you know. They train elsewhere, so
exactly.
They don't have the same, because when you join the police now, I would imagine somewhere along the line, or this army or whatever, you will be taught certain things that the authorities would rather you not being taught.
I just wish we did have two of the guests that were invited this morning.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Because maybe they could have shed some light on that, you know, and one could have shed some light on the tourism industry as well, you know.
I want to make a point with respect to the tourism and Jamaica, the dependence of Jamaica on tourism. Some time ago, I think it was about in May, I did the latter part of May, about the 18th there, the Observer put out an article entitled Jamaica ranked 13th most tourism dependent country in the world, 13th of 166. So then, again, I defer to the expert on tourism business and so on, Flavors in the house, and maybe Courtney to an extent. Now, if Jamaica is ranked 13th, the issue of crime and the impact on tourism is very important for not only for scholastic studies and analysis, because the impact of crime, whether it's through terrorism, regular crime, arms, revolt, and so on, that is where the problem is. And, you know, it's just two fronts it is affecting thing. Macro, the bigger picture, and the micro, the individuals. And if Jamaica is the 13th most dependent country, I understand Aruba is the highest in the world. Again, the expert in the house can verify that. And Jamaica was 38.7% out of the 100 possible, with some IDB Tourism Dependency Index proved. And Aruba is 80-something%. So
the Caribbean tourism is the lifeblood of the whole Caribbean.
Yes.
The entire Caribbean.
Yes.
Very, very dependable.
Yes.
Everybody. In fact, other countries I would say, are far more dependent, like places like Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia, because everybody in those countries are in tourism.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes, you see the bigger picture, Franco and Courtney, and as Ezio said, when we discuss the matter of crime on tourism, we're not just talking about a few little bad man and a few little something. We're talking about the lifeblood of the country, and this is why the leadership of the country. I am not here supporting say, boy, I'm doing a good job, I'm not doing a good job. But their responsibility is to make sure that the income is balanced, and therefore sometimes it may perceive that they are having two different Jamaicas. But I think we should support and pray and work that this thing will get over so that Jamaica can return to normal, and the world, in fact. Because if you are the number 13 most dependent country in the world on tourism, you have a big problem. You have a problem.
Well, look at it. Look at it this way now.
Yes.
Where the crime comes in now.
Yes.
You have two set of tourists. You have the American type tourists and you have the European type tourists.
Yes.
The Americans, they will come for 2 weeks and, they will stay at the all-inclusive and them go back in them yard. The Europeans don't like all-inclusive, but they will come, and they will come for a month.
Okay.
They want to be on the road. They want to go into the bar. They want to go look on the river.
Frank was saying, the small man, so to speak.
The small man benefit from them, and then they are here longer, and they have more money.
Money stronger.
Yeah, man. But I mean, those guys, when they travel with all American Express gold and all them things. The man don't joke.
They're international travelers. Them man that travel with them backpack.
Because they are not into these hotels, then the crime comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want to be on the road, they want to rent a car and drive around Jamaica. They don't want to hold it for pampering and tour guide and all them
They
things.
want to view the country. They want to see the country.
Experience.
Yeah, man, them try them map and them this and them that and them up and down the place.
That's how it used to be, not to have flavors.
Oh yes.
And that is where it has to go back. Because right now what happens is that most of our hotels, apart from the two major ones, all the other ones are Spanish hotels, overseas hotels.
The Mexico especially. Guess what? This is one of the biggest part of the discussion. The big interest which has invested into hundreds of rooms. Can you just say, just let them pop down by giving most of it to the small, so-called small man? How do you leave out the small man and support those alone?
No, you can't leave out the small man.
That is it.
But you shouldn't leave them out at any time at all, because you have different people who want to go different places.
That is it. So it's a multifaceted thing.
All right, Jen, so we're going to wrap it up right here, so can continue after. Because this is a good discussion. As I said, I apologize. Let me apologize to viewers and those who I had sent out invitation to come and view or participate. For the ones who I had invited to be on the panel this morning, I have to apologize for them. I got a text from one. He's busy because he's in Zoom meeting, and the other is on the road doing the work that he's supposed to be doing. So yeah, and that one was like the one with the security expert,
Yeah.
So with that, we have come to the end, and as I said, I want to acknowledge Teddy again in the chat room this morning. Thank you, Teddy, for taking time out this morning and for being with us.
Wonderful.
And we love that. We love that.
How about you meeting your Teddy?
So in the meantime, I just want to let all our viewers know that tomorrow we have Carifican tomorrow. Did I pronounce the name right, Courtney? Carifican?
Yeah, Carifican Youth Voices.
Youth Voices tomorrow. So I'll be sending out the video. I hope you like, let us know if you like the new video flyers, man. Nobody said anything. Send me a text, let me know if you don't like the video flyer.
Why you drop it? We tell us it's a big deal.
Because it takes a lot of work, My graphics department put in a lot of work into that, and it's how many? It's 10 man. It's a 10-man job, 10-man job. So it's 10 men, but it's one. So anyway, please remember to subscribe, like, and share the video. The object of this channel is to educate you and entertain you. And the Real Stuff Podcast is your Caribbean podcast. So on behalf of my podcasting team, Flavius, Courtney, Maxwanette, and Francine, this is yours truly, Franco, wishing you a pleasant afternoon, morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in still, And do join us again tomorrow when we do it all over. But I want to leave you with some advice, just a thought. Live and love. every moment of your life. Be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others. Keep the faith. Never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things. Regardless of what religion you belong to, you must pray and continue to pray.
Amen.
In the language, yes. We're going to ask Queen Lubafu to say the Our Father in the Garifuna language. And then Tafina will take on myself to take us out of here. And I am encouraging and imploring, my fellow Jamaicans, I remember when I was in school, and one day my principal came into our classroom and he said, does anybody know the words of the school song? And, we all know the words, but nobody wants to sing it out aloud. And he said, no, I don't want you to sing it. I want you to say it like a prayer. And he turned to us and he said, our national anthem is a prayer. Eternal Father, bless our land.
Yes,
but him say, when you remember the verse 2, chapter 2, where we hardly sing, teach us true respect for others and things like that. Him say, we need to practice that each day. You understand me? So if you remember verse 2, just say it out loud if you can to each other or to yourself and see if you can practice it, because we really need to make a turning point, in our land, Jamaica land we love. I was in a place Thursday night. I went to a media event and I've seen a lot of entertainers and, artists and, different people, sponsors, etc. And I was, heading to the bathroom and a young lady, was talking to another young lady and she said, Jamaica the best, because anywhere we go, we stand out. Seeing?
Yep.
And I turn around and look. And I look at the young lady. Even though she never have my complexion, but you could hear the Jamaica language in her, And I'm saying, whoa. Anywhere we go, there's always a Jamaican. So I'm going to ask Queen Lubafu now to just say the Our Father and then we get out of here. So remember, teach us true respect for others. Queen Lubafu.
You lead us to full love. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Yes, let me thank all those in the chat room this morning, those who didn't participate and those who did. Man like Teddy, big up yourself every time, my brother. We love you. One love.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer sorrow. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I send me a figure flee. Me have to take away myself.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Like a thief in the night. Me have to get out outside. And I feel take away myself. I feel take away myself. I have to utilize I will.